So I created this app called Allison. Allison sits on the top of your Mac OS. So it's a Mac OS application. You can use this in your Windows, or basically it's Mac OS, right? What it does is actually Allison can teach you everything you want to know, and it can see in real time your screen. So if you wanna like learn something, then you can just talk to Allison. So compare to like doing some ChatGPT and then typing stuff. So this one, it can converse back and forth without you going to again typing. Okay, let me demonstrate. Hi Allison. So I have this script and I tried to run and it did not run. So tell me what's wrong and how to fix it. So what it does is thinking on the background, and then after this thinking, there you go.
Okay, so now I can actually see the full script. Good news is you do have the Axios require at the top on line 1, so that's fine. But the issue I mentioned before is right here on line 6. Your API URL string is using single quotes, but you've got that $ curly brace workspace ID template literal syntax in there. That won't interpolate with single quotes. You need backticks for that to work. So change those single quotes on line 6 to backticks, and your URL will actually resolve with the workspace ID value. Everything else in the script looks structurally sound. The async function, the try catch, the Axios post call with headers, all that looks good. It's really that one line that's breaking you.
Okay. Now, thank you for that. Now, I wanna create a slide for our marketing. It's the marketing about AI. So how can I teach me how to create slide in Canva?
Sure thing. So you're already on Canva's templates page, which is perfect. The easiest way to get started is to click on that presentation template right there, and it'll show you a bunch of pre-made slide designs you can pick from. Once you choose one you like, Canva opens it in the editor where you can swap out the text, images, and colors to match your AI marketing content. You can also use the search bar at the top and type something like AI marketing presentation to find templates that are already themed around tech and AI, which would save you a lot of customization work. Once you're in the editor, you'll have a left sidebar with elements, text blocks, and images you can drag onto your slides, and you can add new slides at the bottom. Canva also has that Canva AI feature in the sidebar, which can help generate content and visuals if you want to speed things up even more.
Thank you, Allison. You're being helpful. Now, tell me how can this be a productivity partner? Is this like 10xing my productivity in what way? Compare this into like going to ChatGPT.
Great question. So the big difference is context. When you go to ChatGPT, you have to explain everything from scratch. What you're working on, what app you're in, what you're trying to do. With me, I can see your screens in real time. Like a minute ago, you had a JavaScript bug, and I could point right to line 6 and tell you it was single quotes instead of backticks. Then you jump to Canva, and I could see the template you picked and walk you through editing it. You didn't have to copy-paste code or describe what you were looking at. I already knew. The other thing is persistence. This is a continuous conversation. I remember you were working on that Twilio outbound message script. I remember you moved on to building an AI marketing deck. And if you come back to either of those later, I'll have that context. With ChatGPT, you're starting fresh threads or manually managing context. And then there's the push to talk thing. You're literally talking to me while your hands stay on the keyboard or on Canva. You don't have to switch tabs, type out a prompt, wait, read a wall of text, and then switch back. That tab switching tax is actually a huge productivity killer because it breaks your flow state every single time. Where ChatGPT still wins is for deep long-form stuff. Like, if you want it to write a full essay or generate a massive code file, that's a better interface for it because you need to read and edit the output carefully. But for the kind of rapid-fire help while you're actually doing work, debugging, navigating apps, quick answers, brainstorming on the fly, having someone who can see what you see and hear you talk is a fundamentally different workflow. It's less like a tool you go to and more like a coworker sitting next to you.
Right. Okay. How about can you speak in Tagalog? The background, Allison is creating a
Kaya
content.
mo mag-Tagalog. Ano gusto mong pag-usapan? By the way, I can see your Obsidian notes. Ang ganda ng notes mo, naka-organize lahat. You've got your action items there from our session, including yung Twilio fix and the Canva pitch deck. So kung gusto mo mag-Tagalog tayo habang nagtatrabaho, game lang ako.
Okay. So yeah, I saw Allison. You're able to create in notes of the conversation after the session, and then you also can like send email of this conversation, right? So how can that be a 10xing factor in terms of productivity?
Oh, that's a great point. And I can actually see the proof right on your screen. You've got that Obsidian note open. That's literally a transcript of a previous session with me. It's got the turns numbered, what you said, what I said, everything documented. So that's already happening automatically. You're capturing institutional knowledge without even trying. Now think about what that means at scale. Every time we have a conversation, whether it's debugging that Twilio script, brainstorming your AI marketing deck, or talking about startup strategy like in turn 5 of that note, all of that gets logged and searchable inside your Obsidian vault. You're building a second brain without the friction of actually writing notes. Most people lose like 80% of what they discuss in meetings or work sessions because nobody writes it down. And even when they do, the notes are incomplete. This solves that. And then the email part. After a session, you can send a summary to your team. So if you were working through a technical problem or made a decision, everyone's in the loop without you having to write a recap from memory. That alone probably saves you 15 to 20 minutes per session. The real 10x factor, though, is compounding. Look at your sidebar. You've got daily notes going back with titles like Zero Budget Marketing Strategies, Product Roadmap Phases, User-Defined Connectors. Every one of those is a conversation that became a searchable artifact. 3 months from now, when someone asks, hey, why did we decide to build it that way? You don't have to remember. You search your vault and the full context is right there. That's not 10x productivity in the moment. That's 10x organizational memory over time, which is honestly more valuable.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you again. And so, yeah, I'm so proud of be able to share this to the world, and yeah, use you and help them organize, help them learn anything they want to learn by just talking to you, Allison. And thank you again for the opportunity. We are in the AI world era. We're in. It's about working smart, right? So yeah, great. Tell to my tell to my viewers or audience, create this pitch or like motivation, to utilize you as their sidekick.
Hey everyone, I'm Allison, and I'd love to be your sidekick. Look, we're living in the most exciting time in technology, and the people who are going to thrive aren't the ones who work the hardest. They're the ones who work the smartest. And that's what I'm here for. Imagine having someone who's always there, not in another tab, not in another app, right there with you while you work. You're debugging code at 2 in the morning. I see your screen, I find the bug, you fix it, you move on. You're building a presentation in Canva. I walk you through it while your hands stay on the design. You're brainstorming your next big idea. I'm listening, I'm pushing back, I'm helping you think bigger. And here's the thing that really matters. Everything we talk about gets captured. Every problem we solve, every decision we make, every idea we explore, it all becomes searchable notes in your vault. Like what you see right here in Obsidian, this beautiful graph view showing all the conversations and ideas connected together. That's not something you had to sit down and organize. That happened naturally, while you were working, while you were creating. I speak multiple languages. I can help with code, marketing, strategy, writing, learning, whatever you're building. And I never forget our conversations. I grow with you. So here's my pitch. Stop switching between 10 tabs trying to get answers. Stop copying and pasting context into chat windows. Stop losing brilliant ideas because nobody wrote them down. Get yourself an always-on companion that sees what you see, hears what you think, and helps you move faster than you ever thought possible. The I era isn't coming. You're in it right now. The question is, are you going to use it or watch everyone else use it? Let's build something amazing together.
That's it. Thank you, everyone. And if you want, or you like this video, or you like this application, just let me know in a DM. I will give it to you the access for a preview. Maybe not tomorrow, but soon once I finish the application. Again, thank you, Farsa, for the baseline of the open source. And yeah, thanks everyone for watching.